It is a rather gloomy day here in the UK. We have cloud, we have wind, we have a little bit of rain as well, only 17 Celsius. Here we are again, it's English Addict coming to you live from the birthplace of English. You know where it is. Do I need to tell you where it is? Of course, it is England. We are back. Oh! Sometimes I wonder why anyone under the age of 25 would want to do this. Because it's so stressful. No wonder young people are so gloomy and depressed, because this really does take a lot of time and effort. Anyway, hi everybody, this is Mr. Duncan in England. How are you today? Are you okay? I hope so. Are you happy? I hope you are feeling happy. I hope there is a smile on your face today, because we are back together again. English Addict is here. I am one of those. You may have heard that I am an English addict, and I have a feeling maybe you are one of those as well. We are back together. Wednesday is here, and also it is a new month. Happy July. It's arrived. We had a very busy June for various reasons, lots of things going on. I am happy to say that this month will be a little bit more relaxed, although I will still be doing a lot of work here on YouTube, but it won't be quite as hectic as last month. July has arrived. How do you feel about the new month? Do you have any plans? Do you have anything that you are planning to do over the next 4 weeks? We have a very big event taking place tomorrow. We have the general election taking place here in the UK. Lots of people will be going to the ballot box, as we call it, the thing that you put your little vote inside. And on Friday, well, there will be a new government, maybe, perhaps. I suppose it depends who you listen to. Some people on the news seem to be saying one thing, and other people seem to be saying something else, which once again proves you can't always believe what you hear anywhere when you think about it. Hello everyone, it's nice to see you here. My throat is a little bit difficult to use today. I'm having some difficulty with my apparatus. The thing that I need to do this is my voice. So you can probably imagine if there is a problem with your voice and you do this every day, then there can be problems. So we might have some problems today. Hello to the live chat. Hello live chat. Nice to see you here as well. I wonder who was first on today's live chat. Oh, very interesting. Beatrice, you are first on today's live chat. I have to say I am surprised to see you here, Beatrice, because I thought you would be asleep after your very long journey from the UK all the way back to Argentina. So I hope you have settled in. I hope you are glad to be back home. They always say that there is no place like home. Is that true? Is there really no place like home? Some people might disagree. They might say something else. They might say that they would rather be away from home? I suppose it depends what type of home or what type of home life you have. We had a lovely time last weekend. We had a great chance to meet one of our lovely English addicts again, because we met you, didn't we, in Italy a couple of weeks ago, and last weekend we also met up with you again. Of course, we are talking about Beatrice once more. We had a wonderful time. We went to visit a place called Tinsfield, a very old Gothic house. Would you like to see it? Here it is. So this is the place we visited last Saturday. Not only did we see this, we also saw Beatrice as well. So this particular house, 1800s, it was built, rebuilt. In fact, there was an old house standing there before, which was demolished. And that particular house was the rebuild. And as you can see, as is typical with many of these old houses, you can see there are also some lovely gardens as well. Some beautiful gardens to walk around. It was a very interesting place with lots of history. And as I mentioned a few moments ago, we also met up with Beatrice as well. You might see Beatrice. There she is with Mr. Steve. They were walking around the rose garden last Saturday. So can I say once again what a wonderful pleasure it was to see Beatrice once again, and we had a very interesting time. We spent the whole day walking around this old house, and then we went for a meal in the evening, and we had a very nice meal at an Italian restaurant in Bristol. So it was an interesting time, and of course, hopefully next year we will be doing it all over again. I am hoping we will have another rendezvous next year with some of you. So if you are interested in meeting up next year in 2025, please let me know. Although we don't know exactly where it will be or when it will happen, but it will happen, and it will happen somewhere. Those are all the details I have at the moment. So this year, the rendezvous was in Italy. We had a very nice time, and we met up with some of you. Next year, we will do the same thing again next year. My nose is itching. It is very annoying, if I was honest with you. Also on the live chat we have Vitas. Hello Vitas, nice to see you back with us again. Also we have Claudia. Hello Claudia, it's nice to see you here as well. And of course, he is here. We are talking. Luis Mendez is here today. Hello Luis, nice to see you back with us as well. Savin is here. Education, ELT, is watching in Morocco, a place I've always wanted to visit. I would like to take a trip to Marrakesh. I really, really would. Sudzika is here. Maurizio. Hello, Maurizio. Nice to see you back with us today. We are talking about words and phrases in the English language relating to hopping, beep, skipping, whoop, 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 and of course, jumping as well. We will be hopping, we will be skipping, and we will be jumping as well, with words and phrases connected to those things. Hello also to, who else is here? Valentin is here. Christina is here as well. It was so lovely meeting all of you in Italy. And as I said, we are doing it again. I will mention this later in the year. So we will talk about this particular subject again later in the year, and we will try to arrange something where we can all meet together. Tinsfield is the name of the house. That is the name of the old house. It is in Bristol and it is owned by the National Trust. So if you want to find that particular house, just search Bristol National Trust House and the name will definitely come up. By the way, it is actually closed at the moment because there is a feature film, a movie being filmed there. So from the 1st of July, the house has actually closed because there is a movie being filmed. And I did notice there was some equipment already there from the film studio. I was very excited, to be honest, because, well, you know me. I love filming things. I love anything to do with technology connected to cameras and sound and lighting. So I was especially excited when I found out that there was a film crew moving in to the house. And that is what is happening at the moment. So the house is actually closed for a few days whilst they film the movie. I wonder what the movie will be. Maybe it will be another adaptation of Jane Eyre, maybe, or another one of those Jane Austen novels, romance. Maybe Mr. Darcy will be running along, chasing that lovely young maiden who he has his eye on. Maybe she will be feeling sad because Mr. Darcy has gone away. Something like that. There will definitely be some sort of romance involved in the movie that is being filmed at the moment at Tinsfield. I wonder what it will be. I will be looking out for it, of course. I will be. One of the things I've always thought of doing, whilst we are talking about movies, I've always wanted to be an extra. So instead of being the main actor or one of the stars of the movie, I would love to be one of those people you see in the background walking by, or maybe they're just sitting around in the background as part of a crowd. So I would love to be an extra. I think I would be a really good extra. I think I would add a little bit of glamour and a little bit of fun to any scene in any movie. I have a friend who's actually an extra, and she often pops up in TV shows that are made here in the UK. I've always wanted to do that. Always wanted to be an extra in a movie. But maybe one day. Who knows? Hello, Christina again. Travel Business Ideas is here. Hello, how? Or do you know what? I always have difficulty with Vietnamese names because sometimes the sound of the name is very different from the way it is spelt. So hello to How or Hu, who is watching in Vietnam. Hello to you as well. BK is here. Interesting, a very interesting name. Hello Raj as well. Raj is here. I would love to be an extra. I would love to be in the movie, in the background, maybe walking by, or maybe sitting at a table in a cafe. I think it would be great. I think they would often say, I'm pretty sure they would say, who is that guy? Who is that man sitting over there behind George Clooney? Who is he? We are talking about words and phrases connected to hop, skip and jump. That is what we are doing. Talking of hopping, talking of skipping and also talking of jumping, there is a lot of that taking place at the moment down in London because right now the tennis is taking place. There are many tennis matches taking place right now because Wimbledon is here again. Poor Andy Murray. He's had to drop out. But at least he will be playing in the doubles with his brother. So Wimbledon is taking place right now here in England. We are here again, live as live can be. English Addict is here with you. And it's very nice to be with you again today. My name is Mr. Duncan and I talk about English. I love English very much. Just to prove it, here we go with some words and phrases connected to the words that I'm going to look at today. Words and phrases connected to hop, skip and jump. That is today's theme, and we will be looking at lots of words coming up over the next half an hour. First of all, I suppose we should look at words and phrases connected to hop. Hop. We often think of the word hop as an action. And you would be right to think that because it is. We often think of certain animals hopping, such as a kangaroo, for example. I've never seen a kangaroo. Never seen a real one. Ever. Isn't that weird? You'd think I would have. Over all of these years, you would think I would have met a kangaroo by now, but I haven't. Also rabbits as well. Quite often rabbits will hop around. You might hop on one leg. So if a person is lifting one of their feet up and they will hop, hop. A person might hop. Maybe as a child you might hop around for fun. As a game. There is a game called hopscotch, where you might have to hop in a certain way on a set of squares that are drawn on the ground. You might hop over or hop on something. You hop over something, or maybe you hop on something. You might hop over a gate. So it is another way of saying climb over, but maybe you do it very quickly. You hop over. You are doing it quickly. You hop over a gate. You might hop on a bus. If you hop on a bus, it means you are jumping on the bus. You are getting on the bus, maybe in a hurry. Maybe you hop on the bus because you are going on a short journey. So we often use the word hop to mean a short space or short journey. It is just a hop away. It is very close. You hop on the bus. You hop over the gate. You might hop on a train. If you are going to a place not too far away, you might hop on the plane, hop on the train, hop on the bus. Or you might hop in a taxi and go somewhere nearby, not too far away. So we often think of the word hop when we are talking about short distances or maybe a short trip in or on a vehicle. Here's a phrase. We have some phrases coming today as well. To be hopping mad. If you are hopping mad, it means you are angry or annoyed over something. A person is hopping mad. They are angry. They are outraged. They are upset by something. Maybe they are showing their anger in some way. So you don't have to be jumping up and down because this is often used figuratively. We use this particular phrase figuratively to show that that person is angry. He was hopping mad. They were hopping mad. It means they were angry. They were annoyed. They were showing their anger over something. So quite often we will use that particular phrase figuratively. If you are hopping mad, you are very angry over something. You might hop over to visit somewhere briefly for a short time. You might hop over to France from England because, of course, the distance between England and France is not very far. You can hop over or hop across the channel, the English Channel. You can travel to France. Maybe you go there for the day. I remember many years ago I went with my father to a place called Boulogne in France, and we only went for the day, just one day. So you can easily hop across or hop over the English Channel to France. We hopped over to the island of Kos for a day trip. So again, you hop over, you hop across, you go somewhere maybe for a short stay or a short trip. So we often use the word hop to show a short journey, normally taken over a short period of time. Hop to it. You might tell a person to hop to it. You are telling them to hurry up and do something fast without pausing. So a person might tell you in an angry way, hop to it. Come on. I want it done now. You have to do that work now. Hop to it. Normally it is said when a sudden start is needed. So in the army, perhaps, maybe the sergeant major will tell all of the soldiers, hop to it, lads. It means hurry up, go on, get outside. It's time to go on parade. You will often use that term to tell someone to start something straight away. Hop to it. Don't hesitate. Do it now. You might job hop or island hop. So this is an interesting way of showing change that occurs over a regular period. Maybe a person who takes on many different jobs over a short period of time. Maybe they will work in one place and then they go to work somewhere else. They take on another job. They leave that job and they go and take another job. You can say that that person is job hopping. They are going from one job to another. They go from one job to another. So they will stop doing that job and they will go and do that one instead. They will change their jobs. If you island hop, it means maybe you are going on a holiday where you will visit lots of different places over a short period of time. You island hop. You go from one place to another. To show that frequent changes are happening, we will often use hop as the end of a phrase. Island hop. Job hop. You will go from one place or you will go from one job to another. You keep changing or moving around. Then we have hop or hops. So this particular noun refers to a dried plant cone used in brewing. So, for example, beer uses hops. Quite often hops are used in brewing beer. So if you want to brew a certain type of beer, quite often you will use the plant cone from the hop, which is why we call it that particular thing. So the hop is the plant from which hops come. It is an ingredient that is added when making certain types of alcoholic drink, such as beer. Now, already we have skip. So soon. So now we have skipped over to this word, skip, which is where we are now. Skip. To move in a light, springy manner. So if you skip, you will often see children skipping along the street. Maybe a person who is feeling happy and quite full of joy will skip along the street. To move in a light, springy manner means you are skipping, you are going along, you are in a happy mood. You are showing your happiness by skipping along. To jump over a swinging rope is also skip. It is a game that lots of children like to play. Two people will swing a rope around and another person in the middle will skip over the rope. To be honest with you, it is not easy to do. I have tried it many times and I'm not very good at it. I think it might be my big long legs, to be honest. You might skip along the road in a happy, carefree way. A person might skip along the road. We often refer to skipping as a girl's thing. Although sometimes you might see men skipping as well, especially when they are training, maybe boxers. Quite often you will see boxers skipping using a rope. So it is not necessarily a girl's thing. It is not always related to girls. Skip. to miss something out or to avoid a particular thing by passing it. You skip something. You go past that thing. You skip something. To miss something out or avoid by passing it. You might skip lunch. You might skip class. You might skip work. That means you are not going to have any lunch. You are not going to attend that class. You are not going to work. You are going to skip work. You are going to skip class. You are going to skip lunch. To be honest with you, I will be honest. This morning I decided to skip breakfast. And already I am beginning to regret doing that, to be honest, because I do feel rather hungry, to say the least. So we are looking at words and phrases connected to skip. To leave something out is to skip. So you might actually go past something or avoid something even if it is there. So maybe you have things that are in front of you, but you might skip some of those things. You might skip past a music track. If you are listening to different songs, maybe there is a selection of music, but some of those songs you don't like. So some of them you will skip. You will skip those songs that you don't like to listen to. Maybe if you are here on YouTube, perhaps you will skip a video. Maybe something comes up on your computer that you don't want to watch. I'm not saying me, by the way. Please don't skip me. You should never skip me, because I do know. I know if you've skipped. And I will come round and I will have a word with you. I will want to know why you are skipping me. So quite often you will skip something if you want to avoid it, or maybe something that does not interest you. Can I say that my heart skipped a beat? Yes, you can. Sometimes due to illness. Maybe you have a fever or a certain type of illness. You might find that your heart skips a beat. There is a strange feeling in your chest when your heart seems to skip a beat. Maybe your heart feels as if it's beating irregularly. It skips a beat. So you can also show excitement. You can express the feeling of excitement if you say that your heart skips a beat. Maybe you see the person you are in love with and you feel that love. It almost feels as if your heart skips a beat. So it is possible to have that sensation when you are excited, or of course if you are unwell. Skip, to walk away or leave without being seen, is to skip. So you might leave a place. You might go away without being seen. And there are many situations where this might happen. Maybe if you are in the classroom and the teacher is about to come in, you will skip the class. You will go away. You will avoid attending that class, or you will leave that class without being seen. So you skip, you go away, you disappear without being seen, you skip the lesson, you leave unnoticed without anyone seeing you at all. There are many ways of using the word skip. To browse quickly while omitting certain parts is to skip. For example, you might skip through a book or skip ahead. We can also use the word skim as well. Skim. So you can skip through a book or you can skim through a book. It means you are going through something very quickly. Maybe you go through the pages of a book very quickly. You are just having a look at the book. You skip through the book. You go through it very quickly. Quite often you will leave parts of that thing out. And that is when we omit something. To omit is to leave out. Skip, to advance ahead in your grade. So this is obviously used in education when a person goes ahead of all the other classmates. They go up by 2 grades. So they won't just go up by 1 grade, maybe 2 grades. You skip. So you go over one of the grades. You don't even take it. You don't even do it. You skip a grade. So you might be in the 4th grade, but you came from the 2nd grade. So you actually skip a grade. You skip a year of your education because you are very smart and very clever. There is, of course, the opposite of that, which is to be held back, which is a little bit embarrassing, to be honest. If you are held back, it means you have to take the same grade again. But some people who are smart, clever, intelligent, they will skip ahead by 2 grades. So they will jump across one of the grades and go to the next one. You skip to the 4th grade or the 5th grade. You skip ahead because you are so clever. To advance ahead in your grade at school is to skip. Skip can also mean to bounce or ricochet off or along the surface. We can describe it as skip. So maybe something hits the surface and goes along. It travels along the surface. It skips. A small object thrown might skip across the surface of something. I remember as a kid we used to go along to one of the local rivers and we used to love throwing stones along the river, and you would watch them skip along as they were thrown. So the motion of the stone would cause the object to skip along the water. It is a very interesting thing to watch. Now we move on to jumping. Are you ready to jump with me? To spring clear of the ground is, of course, jump. You jump up. You leave the ground briefly. You jump up. You spring clear of the ground. To briefly lift off or move forward. So, of course, we can use the word jump to jump up or jump forward. So you might suddenly move forward. You might suddenly jump forward. A sudden movement up or forward. If we go backwards, by the way, it's normally referred to as step. You step backwards or you fall backwards. To move in an excited way, to show joy. We can use this as a way of expressing delight, excitement. You might jump for joy. You might show your happiness by being excited. We often use this particular phrase figuratively, so it's always used in a figurative way. You jump for joy. You jump with excitement. The whole town is jumping with excitement. It is often used as a figurative term to show excitement. You are jumping. You are happy. Quite often, instead of being used literally, we use it figuratively. So you don't actually have to be jumping up and down. We can just use it as a figure of speech. To express happiness and excitement is to jump for joy. A very common phrase that we use when we want to show that a person is happy or excited or pleased about a certain thing happening. He jumped for joy after hearing about his job promotion. Again, we often use this figuratively. We are showing that that thing is happening. You jump for joy. You are pleased, happy, or even relieved to hear about something, a certain piece of news maybe. Jump. To push ahead in a queue is to jump the line. This is something that we don't like. If you ever come to England or even the UK, if you ever come here and you are standing in a line of people, you never jump the queue. You never push in front of other people because we don't like it here. It is a big, big sin. We don't like it. It is a big social, I suppose you would call it a discourtesy. If you jump in front of someone when people are standing, they are waiting in line outside a shop or outside the cinema, you jump ahead. You jump the line. Or, of course, we can say that you jump the queue as well. He jumped the line so he could get a good seat on the train. He jumped ahead. He jumped the queue. He jumped the line so he could get a good seat on the train. Once again, we use this figuratively as a figure of speech. You might tell someone to jump to it. Jump to it. If you tell someone to jump to it, it means you are telling someone that you want them to do something straight away. Now, jump to it. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. Don't just sit there and do nothing. Jump to it. Do it now. Don't wait. Don't just stand there. Jump to it. Do it now. Quite often we will say that in anger or as a way of expressing frustration. When a person is not doing anything, you might tell them to jump to it. Do it quickly. Do it now. Here's another one. You might... now this is a phrase we've looked at before in the past. You jump the gun. If a person jumps the gun, it means to begin or start something too soon. You begin or start something before you should. Maybe you jump ahead or you do something before it begins. Perhaps you are in a race and you start to run before the gun goes off to signal the beginning of the race. So you might jump the gun. You go ahead before the race has officially started. So a phrase that means to begin or start something too soon. You start something too early. When it comes to making decisions, it is best not to jump the gun. Sometimes if you make a choice or a decision, sometimes it is better to think about it carefully instead of jumping the gun, to do something too early or sooner than you should. You can jump in to a conversation as well. You can jump into a conversation to join a conversation or interrupt a person as they are speaking. So maybe two people are having a conversation and another person will jump in. They will interrupt what the other two people are talking about. They will stop those two people from talking by interrupting them. To join a conversation or interrupt a person as they are speaking. Why do you always have to jump in with your silly jokes? To interrupt is to jump in. Of course, you can also jump in as a way of showing joining. You are joining. You are jumping in to that conversation. You are joining the conversation. So it isn't always used in a negative way. Jump can also mean to skip ahead without warning. Something will jump ahead without warning. To jump suddenly, as in the needle on a record player. I know what you're going to say, Mr. Duncan. People don't have record players anymore. They don't have vinyl discs. Well, you might be surprised to find out that many people do. It's become very popular again to have vinyl discs and record players. So it is not old-fashioned to say that. So the needle on a record might jump ahead because the record might have a scratch on it, or maybe something is on the actual record and it is making the needle jump. Maybe the laser on a CD player jumps because of damage, or maybe there is some dust on the actual CD. The music keeps jumping. This record can't be played as it keeps jumping. It keeps jumping forwards because it is damaged. So we will often use that phrase when we are talking about those types of devices. You might jump to a decision or a conclusion. If you jump to a decision or a conclusion, it means to make a judgment or decision without having any evidence. Or maybe you don't have much evidence. Maybe you just have some evidence or maybe some clues, but you don't actually know. You are still unsure. To make a judgment or decision without having any evidence that it is right. You have no proof of something. So instead, a person might jump to a conclusion, even though they have no evidence whatsoever. They have no proof to show that thing is true. We must not jump to conclusions over who committed the crime. We must not jump to conclusions. We must not make any judgments until we know all the facts. A person might jump bail. So this is often used in the USA, but we can use it here as well. Sometimes we can use it here as well. To jump bail is to run away whilst on release from custody under a bail agreement. So if you are arrested, if you have to go to jail for a short time, maybe you are being held before the trial, or maybe you are being held because you are a suspect, you can pay for bail, so you can be released. However, some people will then be released and run away. They will escape to another county or another country, or they disappear completely. They jump bail. He jumped bail and left the country. That means the person vanished. They disappeared. They jumped bail. So they paid to be released for a short time, but instead of going back afterwards, they ran away. They jumped bail. Here is an interesting one. If you have a favourite TV show, maybe your favourite TV show is in danger of being cancelled. Sometimes it will happen. Maybe your favourite TV show will suddenly be cancelled and there will be no more episodes of that programme made ever again. Sometimes, of course, the programme or the show might be saved, and so it is not cancelled. When this happens, we often say that the programme or the show jumped the shark. So instead of being cancelled, it avoided being cancelled. My favourite TV show jumped the shark last year. It means it was nearly cancelled, but at the last moment they decided not to cancel the show. They allowed it to continue. You can say that that particular show jumped the shark. It is a very interesting expression. And finally, on a cold morning, perhaps you are about to go to work, you get in the car, but the car does not start. You might have to jump start the car. You might have to find someone else who will help your car to start. To start up something, often using an external source or thing. To jump start something, you give some sort of assistance. Jump start quite often is used when we want to put electricity from one thing to another to make it work. Quite often a motor car. So maybe your neighbour will come around and they will help you to start your car by attaching the battery in their car to yours, so it will start. My neighbour helped me to jump start my car. My car would not start, so my neighbour helped me to jump start. You can also jump start a business by having a large injection of money. So maybe if a person gives some money to you to put into your company, we can say that it will jumpstart the business. It will give the business a chance to start, but also to go on as well, which is when we use the term jumpstart. And that, as they say, is that. It is almost time to say goodbye. We've had a lot of things to look at today, and sometimes I know it is hard to take in all of the information, but there is good news because you can watch this lesson again and again and again. And of course later on there will be captions as well. So don't forget, after YouTube has processed this live stream, there will be lovely captions for you to read as well. Thank you very much for your company. We are back, by the way, on Sunday. Have you watched us on Sunday? Normally we are here for 2 hours, and on Sunday we will be with you from 2 p.m. UK time on Sunday. And guess what? Mr. Steve will be with us for all those who have missed Mr. Steve. You don't have to miss him anymore because he will be back with us on Sunday from 2 p.m. UK time. Thank you for watching. See you later. Take care of yourselves. I hope you've enjoyed this live stream. Don't forget you can watch it again as many times as you want. And I hope it has been useful as well. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you also, Palmyra. Thank you, Goku, who says, I love captions. Don't worry, you can watch this live stream again. You can also watch them live, of course, on YouTube whilst the live stream is happening. But I think sometimes it is better to watch the recorded version, because then you can watch it slowly at your own pace. Sometimes when you're learning things, sometimes it is better to take your time and not to rush. Sometimes it is better to do it that way. Thank you very much. Thank you, Vitas. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you, Valentin. See you on Sunday from 2 p.m. UK time. And of course, until the next time we meet here, you know what's coming next. Yes, you do. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. And of course, ta-ta for now. Mr. Steve is back on Sunday, 2 p.m. UK time. He will be here.